Why the people who changed their lives all did this one thing. If you study the lives of people who genuinely transformed themselves, not people who got lucky, not people who had every advantage, but people who started from difficulty and built something real, you find one thing they all have in common. Not talent, not perfect timing, not connections or resources or ideal circumstances. One thing. They took full responsibility for their lives. Not partial responsibility, not responsibility for the easy parts. Full ownership of where they were, of where they were going, of every choice available to them, no matter how limited those choices seemed. That decision changed everything, and it is available to you right now. So what does full responsibility actually mean? It does not mean that everything that happened to you was your fault. Some things were not your fault. Some things were genuinely unfair. Some things happened to you that you did not choose and did not deserve. That is real, and it matters. But there is a difference between fault and responsibility. Fault looks backward. It asks, who caused this? Responsibility looks forward. It asks, what do I do from here? You may not be responsible for what happened, but you are responsible for what you do next. And that responsibility is the most powerful thing you possess. Because the moment you own your next move, you take back your power. Not from the people who hurt you, not from the circumstances that limited you, from the part of yourself that was waiting for something outside to change before you allowed yourself to move forward. Most people are waiting for someone to apologize, for circumstances to improve, for the timing to be right, for someone to give them permission or opportunity or a clear sign. And life passes in that waiting. Taking responsibility ends the waiting. It says, regardless of what happened, regardless of what is happening, I am the one who decides what comes next. That is not denial of difficulty. That is the decision to be the author rather than the subject of your own story. So how does this actually change things? When you take full responsibility, your relationship with problems changes completely. A problem is no longer something happening to you. It is something you are navigating. A setback is no longer evidence that life is against you. It is information about what needs to change. A failure is no longer a verdict on your worth. It is feedback on your approach. Everything shifts when you shift from victim of circumstances to navigator of them. Not because the circumstances become easier, but because your relationship to them changes. And your relationship to your circumstances determines everything about your experience of them. The second thing that changes is your relationship with other people. When you stop waiting for others to change before your life can improve, you stop giving them power over your peace. You cannot control what others do. You cannot force understanding or apology or change, but you can control your response, your boundaries, your decisions, the energy you give and the energy you protect. Responsibility returns all of that to you. The third thing that changes is your relationship with time. People who take full responsibility stop postponing their own lives. They understand that time is the one resource that never comes back, and spending it waiting for external conditions to align is too high a price. They start now, with what they have, from where they are, not because conditions are perfect, but because they have decided that their life is worth starting now. The fourth thing that changes is your relationship with yourself. Taking responsibility builds self-respect. Every time you own a mistake and correct it, Every time you face something difficult instead of avoiding it. Every time you choose the honest path over the comfortable one, you send yourself a message. I am someone who can be trusted. I am someone who shows up. I am someone who takes their life seriously. That message compounds, and over time it becomes the foundation of genuine confidence. Not the performed kind, not the kind that depends on external validation. The kind that comes from knowing who you are when things are hard. This is the work. Not glamorous, not instant, but real. And it starts with one decision: to stop waiting, to stop blaming, to stop outsourcing your power to circumstances and people and timing, and to look honestly at your life and say, this is where I am. This is what I have. And I am the one who decides what comes next. That decision is everything. It is the beginning of every real transformation, every rebuilt life, every person who became more than their circumstances suggested was possible. You are capable of that. Not someday, starting now. Take responsibility. Take ownership. Take your life back. Wake up, unplug, and rise.